Well, hello there, Jeremiah Poop, your friendly local Boston colonial tour guide at your service as always. And the other day I had a group that insisted on having me have lunch with them afterwards. It was a group of seventh graders, and the moms and teachers all demanded that I eat with them, and I'm not one to turn down a free meal, so I was happy to oblige. It reminded me, I think the last time I ate with a school group at Quincy Market was probably last spring, 2024 spring, where I actually was doing a tour for seventh graders, and it was special because their teacher, the leader of the group, was a woman who I'd actually gone to middle school with, and we've been good friends, and it was so good to see her and catch up and hear about her husband and her kids and her life as a teacher, and we had a lot of fun, and I got along great with the parents, chaperones and stuff too. And not only that, but I also had gone to middle school with one of the moms. So it was like a middle school reunion for us, and we were all reminiscing about our days of listening to Phil Collins and back when they had like big Aquanet hair and stuff, and it really was a wonderful trip down memory lane. And I got to meet the woman's son, Wyatt. But things did get a little weird and awkward when the mom that I knew in middle school came up to me during lunch while we're all sitting there, and she said, "Jeremiah, you do tours for middle school kids all the time. You're hip to their lingo." She's like, "Can I ask you something?" And I'm like, "Sure." And she said, "What's edging?" And I did a double take. I almost spat my drink out of my mouth. I'm like, "Excuse me, I beg your pardon?" And she's like, "What's edging?" I just heard my son and his friends talking about how they all love edging, and then they saw me and they got all quiet and they got all embarrassed looking. I'm just curious what it is. And I said, "Well, I don't really feel comfortable telling you what it is. I'd recommend you look it up on your phone." And she's like, "Oh, that's true." And then she's like, "Oh, never mind. Here comes my son and his best friend. I'll just ask them." And her son and best friend were walking by, and she's like, "Wyatt, Braden, can you tell me what's edging?" And the two boys, I've never seen two 13-year-old boys look more like horrified and embarrassed in my life. I mean, they both went beet red, and Wyatt, her son's like, "Mom," it's like, "Don't ask us that." And she's like, "Well, I'm curious. I just heard you guys and your friends talk about how you all like edging, and then when you all saw me, you all got quiet and very secretive, so I'm just curious what it is." And Wyatt's friend was like, Mrs. Payson, we'll call her. He's like, "It's not a question you should be asking two 13-year-old boys." And she's like, "Okay, well, could the two of you demonstrate it for me then?" And they're like, "No." And she was like, "Oh, I think I understand." She said, "Is this one of those dangerous, stupid TikTok trends that kids are doing that are dangerous so you get views and stuff like that?" And Wyatt was like, "Mom, nobody edges on TikTok." And at that point, I had to interject, and if they ever have, I bet the video gets taken down pretty darn quickly, and they probably get banned from TikTok for life, I would think. And I said, "Just look it up on your phone." And Wyatt was like, "Yeah, do what Jeremiah says and look it up on your phone, Mom, and don't ever ask me about it ever again." And they walked off, and then she looked it up on her phone, and she's like, "Oh my God, I probably should not have asked two 13-year-old boys about that, but yeah, that's why I was warning you." But does anybody ever listen to me? No.